Y'all know what it is.
And other aspect which working with Facebook a lot on the ads, we noticed is that anything you knew, any data 6 months back, how the audience was behaving is useless. Don't look at anything, don't go more than 3 months back. So if you felt like, oh, I was running this and 6 months back this worked, you just forget. Don't have any history. Don't rely on anything, because the audience behavior itself changes so rapidly now on these platforms that you will be targeting wrong people if you keep relying on the history. So don't go more than 90 days on anything. And so everything like changing so rapidly. So that window has to get shorter, and it has to be much more in their face. This is what we do. This is what you want or not, versus the things, right? So in your case, the design, sometimes we have design conflict with when working with the design people. Hey, you got a very cool design, but does it convey the message immediately or not? People have microseconds. If that design does not get the message across quickly and it does not resonate with them emotionally and all, it's wasted. Doesn't matter how cool, because I have enough, like a lot of case studies of, man, there was so much hidden in that image or in that message. It is so clever. So we are too clever for our own good, because nobody has the time to get the clever. Only small percentage gets it. So they need to get it immediately, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the extreme I talk about is if you're selling a soap, first line should be, this cleans really well. Okay, simple as that. Just get that out first, immediately. Then you can say, oh, it smells great and does this. If they don't get that, they're going to just skip.
Yeah. Well, one thing you kind of touched on that I think is really important to try and recognize too is the sort of the vanity metric versus the reality, right? So I think a lot of people want to have a big list or a big number, and the idea is that the more the merrier, and we'll convert some proportion of those people. And I know, like in direct mail, it used to be something like 2% or something would convert. So if you had 100,000 list, you'd get 2% of those. If you had a million list, you get 2%. So you could start to leverage up, but it required a giant list to get even a small conversion. But I think there's another version of this, which is more like the Kevin Kelly 1,000 True Fans idea, which is, a really effective list of highly motivated people, especially maybe for like a niche business, to use your example of soaps, maybe you do handcrafted soaps or something and you have fans, people who really love your brand. You don't need a million people on your list, so to your point about for your own business, you just need 500 new leads a month. You don't need 100,000 people. You don't need to scrub the internet and steal email addresses or do any of that stuff. What you need are 1,000 people who actually care about your business.